What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Zora today, Zora. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, my friends. It is the 17th day of October, and here we are sitting at about 9.6 cents right now with 10 hours and 4 minutes left in this day. I very much do believe that Zora is going to see a massive rally here pretty soon, you guys. We're going to see new all-time highs. It's going to be fantastic. But before we talk about that, I want to point out what's going on with BALAJIS right now, okay? BALAJIS, for those of you that don't know, BALAJIS is more than just a token. It's a man. BALAJIS founded Zora. He's the creator of Zora. He used to work for Coinbase, and now his token here is directly associated with his profile on Zora. So whenever Zora moves up, you see tokens on Zora go up in value as well, right? It's like if Solana's pumping, Solana memes start to pump. It's the same kind of idea here. When Zora pumps, the creator tokens start to pump, and BALAJIS, being the creator of the creator economy in Zora, moves up probably the most. And we've been talking about how if you're invested in Zora, you should also invest in BALAJIS, because likely what's going to happen here is whatever Zora does, as far as like from this price to wherever it goes, however much it grows, BALAJIS will likely see a magnitude higher. If Zora has a 100x potential, BALAJIS might have a multi-100x potential or a 1000x potential. You don't know, and I don't know. It's crazy stuff could happen. It's got a very low market cap. We're at about a $5.9 million market cap right now, and again, I don't want to spend too much time talking about BALAJIS, but the main reason I'm talking about it is because throughout this whole past week, we've talked about how BALAJIS likely does outperform Zora. Here we are up 2% today for Zora, 2.2%, and BALAJIS right now in the same day, you can see here, just refreshed it, right, loading it up on the 1 hour time frame. It's still up here at this price of 0.0599. It's up 22%. BALAJIS is up 22% today, while Zora is only up 2% today. Okay, I theorize that as time goes on, if you believe like I do that Zora will see new all-time highs, right? The next levels to consider are the 1272 to the 1618. That's something of a 100 to a 248% growth from here, 21 cents to 32.6 cents, something in that kind of area there. If you believe like I do that Zora will go here, then you should also probably believe that BALAJIS will see that same growth but higher, right? Likely by the time Zora sees new all-time highs, BALAJIS will also see new all-time highs, but it's 1272 to 1618 instead of being at a 3.5x at a maximum. Its 1272 at a minimum is at about a 6x. Its maximum is at about a 12x. So there's a lot of potential there. 3.5 cents, 7.4 cents, stuff like that, and beyond is definitely headed our way for this token. Now, I do want to say, not financial advice, not a financial advisor. I don't know if it's the best time to buy now. I want to see what Zora is doing. If it looks like it's going to come down at all, BALAJIS might come down as well. Right? We could see here that you did pump up a good bit today. At one point from the open on Zora, we were up 27% today, where BALAJIS is only up 22% right now, and we're at the high point of the day. If Zora keeps coming down, will BALAJIS sell off too? Let's see if we can figure that out. So let's look at the 1 hour time frame here. And again, not financial advice, not a financial advisor. I'm not saying that BALAJIS is the best play for anybody and everybody to make. I'm just saying if you're invested in Zora, it might be something you should consider, right? Because I think it's like if you're invested in XRP, you might also hedge in Stellar Lumens and HBAR because they're lower market cap coins, but of a similar kind of project and prospect. Same thing with BALAJIS, but even more so. It's like directly tied to the success of Zora here. So I think that it might be worth getting into. But again, at this level, I might wait. It might pull back a little bit. Let's look at the 1 hour time frame. Enough talking about that. I feel like that was a mouthful. 1 hour time frame here on Zora. You can see that we are in some type of it's weird. It's almost like you've got this right upward sloping dynamic here. Yes, there's a blemish there, and you've got this like flat top here. Yes, there are blemishes, but it's almost, I would say it's a bullish phase of consolidation. It is possible that we break out and that we see lower prices than this line again, but at the moment we're holding it, which is kind of nice to see. Very dramatic on the drops here, but not a whole lot of volume. The one thing that concerns me, right, is that back here we were like, oh no, there wasn't any volume, so you're going to come down. Back here we're like, oh, that wasn't enough volume, wasn't even comparable, wasn't enough volume. Here you're getting more volume, but you're just going nowhere. You're getting a lot of volume at these levels, but you're going nowhere. If you're getting a lot of volume at the top and you're going nowhere, what does that mean? That probably means there's some selling going on, right? There's some selling pressure. So if there's offloading being taken here, here, and here, we might see some repercussions because of that. Now, does that mean that Zora is going all the way back down to 7 cents? I don't think so. Does it mean it's time to pack up your BALAJIs and sell your bag? I don't think so. But it might be time to just wait if you're looking to invest. Let's look at the indicators here. RSI is superb. It's actually very bullish, right? Getting overbought consistently. When you get oversold, it's insignificant. It actually looks very bullish. The stochastics suggest that we have lower to go, and the MACD would also suggest that we probably have a little bit lower to go from here. But a little bit lower does not even necessarily mean that we go below these lows. Maybe we go a little bit lower like this, and that's it. But something lower nonetheless, that would probably take us back down to about 9 cents or lower. Okay, I am a proponent of believing that we do go lower than 9 cents. 4-hour time frame. Now here's something that is a bit indicative of lower prices to come, right? You were getting overbought, you were getting deeper overbought, and now you're rejecting 3 times the overbought zone. Now what I will say is, even though you've rejected it 3 times, you are holding up rather well. But I think there's going to be some kind of reckoning from that. I think that we will see a breakout. The fact that we've got 3 points of resistance here at the overbought zone makes me a little bit more confident that we probably do break through this line here. I don't know if we go below this low. I don't know if we go back below like 6.5 cents, but below 7 cents is possible. Certainly below 8 cents, I think is very possible right now. And with that in mind, again, if Zora drops that much, BALAJIS likely will drop as well. So again, I think BALAJIS is a great investment. I think Zora is a great investment. But for right now, while they're at the high points and the rest of the market's at the low points, maybe they're not the ones to shift your funds into, right? It's a really bad way to lose money whenever you sell something that's down, right? Like let's say you took your Bitcoins and you sold them because they're at their low points, but Zora's at a high point, so you decided to buy here, and now Zora goes down as well, so you're doubling down on those losses. It's really bad to do that. So just kind of wait. I would say wait if you're looking to invest. I don't think that now's the right time. If I'm wrong, then I mean we get above 11.5 cents. Even from there, the new all-time high targets are still like a 3x away. So I mean that's fine. I wouldn't be too eager to be buying in right now. I would more happily buy in at like 12 cents than I would buy right now, honestly. But to each their own. What I will say is, for anybody that's not listening to that at all and you're like, screw it, I'm just going to buy anyways. If you buy here, just tell yourself it's okay if the price goes down. If I buy here and the price goes down, I say, shoot, I could have bought at lower prices, but whatever. I'm not selling here. This is a great opportunity to buy, not to sell. So don't panic sell if that happens. RSI makes me think we go lower. Stochastics look bearish, makes me think that we go lower. And the MACD is also actually trending downwards. Can you guys see it? It's actually trending downwards. And I would think with this next drop down, we're probably going to cross the 0 line. That's going to cause a bit of a dramatic drop here. And it will be dramatic. It's going to have to be dramatic if it's going to break through this. So yeah, I really do think that we're going to see some I think volatility is the right word. Something below 8.5 cents at the very least is what I would expect. Low here to a high here. Yeah, look at that. Perfect. 382 right there. 8.2 cents, and you probably go just below there. You probably go just below there. If I'm wrong, it'll only be because you went lower. Maybe you do go to 7.18 cents. Maybe you even do go below this low and you go all the way back down to your golden ratio, all the way at 6.3 to 5.8 cents. Any and all of these targets are possible. So again, if you're buying here, you have to be okay with that. It doesn't mean that you buy here and you expect that. Maybe you're buying here because you expect it to do this, but if it goes down, you have to be okay with this, because if you're not okay with this, you're going to make the wrong decisions at the lows, right? Just like you're making the wrong decisions at the highs if you're buying the highs. With this volume, again, with this volume here, and you're not breaking out and then you're just rejecting down immediately, it really does make me think there's some offloading going on. And why wouldn't there be? Why wouldn't there be some offloading, right? From a low point here on the 30th of September, okay, here we are, a half month later, we're up 129%. The average coin from that same point in time is down like 20%. Why wouldn't you take profits here and rotate it into anything that's on sale right now? Everything's on sale, man. Why wouldn't you? So I think Zora is going to rally. I really do think that it has a lot of potential. It's going to see new all-time highs. I just think that at the moment it might be a little bit, it's not that it's overpriced, it's that everything else is underpriced and the Zora people are sitting on profits. So it might just make sense to rotate those in there. And as are the BALAJIS people at this point in time. If you guys noticed, right, this pump here happened directly on the 9th. It happened directly with the announcement, the hour that it was announced that Zora got listed on Robinhood. That's when that pump happened. Yesterday we had Aster, We had what else? What else was listed on Robinhood? Virtuals, and then there was something else that was listed on Robinhood as well. There was like 3 cryptos that were all listed on Robinhood yesterday, and all 3 of them were in the red. They didn't pump. I have a point. Okay, when Zora got listed, it pumped. Okay, we thought that it was just the Robinhood listing that was why it was pumping. That's why it was bullish, but no, because we had 3 other cryptos yesterday list on Robinhood, and none of them pumped because of it. None of them they saw like a 1% pump. They didn't get really any pump at all. What I'm saying by this is that there's clearly something special about Zora. Not that it got listed on Robinhood and that it pumped because of that. No, it pumped on that listing news where other top projects like Aster, like Virtuals, they did not pump. They did not pump. And more people are aware of Virtuals and Aster than they are of Zora. Probably more people might be looking into Zora now because it's a shining star in this realm of darkness in crypto right now. But I just think that that's a testament to its strength, that there's something else going on here, right? It didn't just pump because of the Robinhood listing. If that was true, we would have seen Virtuals and Aster and whatever the third one is, I can't remember. We would have seen them all pump, and that's not what it was. Because, and then if somebody says, well, that's because crypto's down right now. Crypto is down here too. And Zora keeps pumping. Zora's still more resilient than everything else. I think that there's something special going on here, and I really do believe that as time goes on, we're going to see that come to light. And from a high to a low, again, the expectation here. We look at this on a weekly time frame. The expectation here is that this next move that takes us higher, it will be a continuation of this move here that brought us up to these highs. In which case, if we were taking this low to a high here, perhaps we see something that is the exact same size. Perhaps we see something that is a little bit smaller. Perhaps we see something that's a little bit bigger. If you're asking me, I would think that this next move for Zora will likely be bigger. Likely be bigger. Let's actually go over this real quick. Let's talk about, let's do this real quick. Doge. Okay, Dogecoin. Coinbase, I don't know if Coinbase has the all-time history. Let's do the all-time history. Okay. Zora and Dogecoin are nothing alike. That's not the point. Okay, that's not the purpose at all. But notice here how your first pump was nice, and you consolidated for about a month. Your second pump was the biggest one, right? And then your third pump was bigger than the first pump, but not as big as the second pump, right? At least I think. Let's see. Let's just look at this from the low of the pump to the high of the pump. From the low of the pump to the high of the pump. Yeah. And I mean, this is the high overall, but like that initial phase there, maybe it was this overall. This phase was bigger. I guess this phase was bigger. All I'm trying to say, and this actually just further illustrates what I'm saying, is that these moves got bigger as time went on. People think in their head, oh, okay, that was a massive pump. You're not going to get that again. You know what I mean? That's not going to happen. That was a one-off. If you were prepared for it, okay, you got it. But good luck finding something like that again. Oh my God, it was bigger. Oh my God, it was even bigger. That typically happens. You typically end with a bang. You don't start with a bang. You start with a little bang, but you end with the big bang, right? That's typically what happens. Same kind of thought here for Zora. I would imagine that the next move is going to be bigger than this move was, which if you're in that same line of thinking as me, then this 2272 is at the exact same level that this move would be. If we take it from the low, we put it there. I would think then that we see the 2618. If you're not with me, if you think that it's at the same level, okay, cool, then the 2272 makes sense. If you're not with me and you think that it's going to be lesser, this move will be lesser than the last move, okay, then let's agree to disagree, and we'll put it at the 1886. That's the level, the fib level below where that move is, okay? We're going to delete all the noise, and we're going to look at this real quick, okay? So something in that area between 45 cents to $1.15. Zora from here at 9.5 cents has then about almost 5x to 12x potential, with the middle point being right there at about 7x. And we'd likely see these prices achieved, I would think, by the end of November. Crazy growth in a very short amount of time, my friends. By the end of November, I would very much expect that we're there. Here's the thought, okay? Let's say Zora is at a 4.7x, the minimum target that we established. That makes sense, okay? Where's BALAJIS going to be? Right? If Zora is 4.7x higher, sorry, is it 4.7? Yeah, 4.7x higher. Where's BALAJIS going to be? It's 1272 is here. This minimum target is at Zora's 1886. I would think BALAJIS would then at least be at its golden ratio, which is a 12x. Maybe it's at its 1886 as well, and it does a 22x, right? What if we're higher than that? What if Zora's at a 12x? I mean, I'm just saying, man, Bellagis could be, and this is all, again, by the end of November. Crazy, crazy stuff. Again, the thought here, this is not the first pump. Treat this bar like it didn't exist. You started up here and you started moving down. This was your first pump. The next pump will only be more miraculous, is what I'm trying to get to, right? And if we measure this, we take this low here to a high. We haven't really even started that move yet, I would say. That would take us at least to the golden ratio. And I think that we're going to see a bigger move than that. And again, in that context, that would imply then that we see we get a 20x. So again, not financial advice, not a financial advisor. I'm not saying buy Bellagis right now, though it's not a bad price to buy if you're asking me. I would say whenever it comes back down, seize the day, carpe diem, man. It's going to be a good opportunity. Same thing with Zora. If you're like, screw Bellagis, I just want to invest in Zora, fine, whatever, that's okay. Zora is going to do phenomenal. It's going to do well. And we have our target areas, 45 cents to $1.15, 75 cents in the middle. Something in that zone is what makes the most sense to me. That's where we're going to go. And we likely see this not just by the end of the year, but by the end of November. At the latest, by the end of the year. So we have a lot of fantastic growth coming our way. The weekly time frame looks great. The daily time frame looks great. They all look great, but we're having a hard time getting overbought on the daily, having a hard time getting overbought on the 4 hour. We probably do come down, and again, I wouldn't be surprised then if we see Zora below 8.3 cents. You're at 9.3 cents now. Somewhere as low as 5.8 cents, 6.3 cents, or between there and 8.3 cents, something in that area. That's what I think. If you see Zora below 8 cents, jump on it because it's not going to be there for long. That's my thoughts. Anyways, I do believe it's going down. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. I think it's a good time to get out if you are involved, or at least hold off before buying more. I'll see you guys on the next one. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. Seriously, hit the like button. Take care. Bye-bye.